J5LOVER, your #1 Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson fan. And today I actually wanted to make things a little bit more candid. I mostly wanted to talk about the recent excitement and my opinions on the new biopic that's coming up next year for Michael Jackson, and also the future of my channel and certain creative things that I'd like to do and see happen, and hopefully for your guys' enjoyment, of course. Just mostly because I've taken a new direction. I guess I'll start with the biopic since that's the hype right now. That trailer was great. The trailer was incredible. I'm really excited to see the film next year. I'm definitely going to do a video on my critiques of the film and give a bunch of spoilers away. So if you haven't seen it, you probably won't want to watch my video until you've seen it, and then you can hear my spoilers. But wow, it's been a long time coming, guys, and all of you know that. I mean, I've kind of been doing a little bit of research on it, and it's just interesting. So I guess the morning that the well, I wouldn't even call it trailer, it's a teaser. The morning that the teaser dropped, I didn't even know that it was coming. Some people knew in advance. The first thing I saw was that poster, and I thought it was fan made when I first saw that poster. I'm like, great, another fake poster. And then I read that it was from Lionsgate when I was on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this is the real deal. We got a poster now. Okay. I thought the poster looked a little phony. I'm not going to lie. It kind of looked like a Broadway play poster or something, or an impersonator poster. But I was just glad we got something new. And then, of course, a few hours later, I scroll and see that there's actually a teaser. And I was so excited to see that teaser. I actually watched it on my lunch break at work, and I watched it a couple of times, and I was just floored by so many things. Just there's certain scenes, especially I noticed the Thriller era scenes, kind of like this, where Jafar looks exactly like Michael. I'm like, okay, I feel like the Thriller era, he's got that down pat. And when I heard the voice scene, that blew me away. It was chilling how close he sounds like Michael. I mean, since we know it's not, I had to really listen and go, okay, there's just the slightest bit of inflections that I can hear that I'm like, that's not quite. But I mean, it's so close, it could fool anybody. I mean, it's just, he sounds so much like Michael. But I mean, it's we as fans should have already known that, you know what I mean? Because it's we heard him sing a year and a half ago, Universe of Love, which almost sounds like Michael singing. So we know he's got the speaking voice, the singing voice, and the dancing down pat. I think the only thing that we don't know from this trailer is how good Jafar's acting is. I'm hoping that it's up to snuff and that he rehearsed enough, and, that he'll do a great job. I have high hopes. I think I was a little bit thrown off maybe more with the earlier era, the Destiny Off the Wall era of the movie. I was like, yeah, I mean, he resembles Michael for sure. He doesn't look exactly, but I mean, it's hard to find an actor that looks exactly like Michael Jackson. You would have to use some kind of AI or CG to do that. And then the bad era, I thought there were some prosthetics that maybe his face looked a little fuller, and maybe they put too much on him. I'm not really sure. But I mean, he's got the dance moves and the poses and everything. And I was really also impressed when I saw this trailer, teaser, I should say. I was really impressed when I saw the outfits, because I feel like the outfits were on point. And I found out who the costume designer was. Actually, I'm going to put her name right here down below because I forget it right now. And she did a great job. I actually thought Jules by Julie did some of the clothes, because her stuff looks so much like Michael's, practically duplicates. I suppose the only question that I had though is why didn't, since the family was involved, why didn't they use some of Michael's original clothes for the movie? I mean, they have access to a lot of that stuff, the ripped Thriller jacket and different things like that. That would have been really cool. And of course, a lot of people have been complaining about the Beat It scene where he's wearing the piano t-shirt instead of the Amor Angel t-shirt, which I don't know, you know what I mean? It's a teaser, so he might actually be wearing it in the movie. If not, my only thing is I know for a fact there are plenty of mock-ups and phonies that are even sold online that a person could get to wear that shirt. So I'm not really sure what happened there. I really thought it was, but I think I was just really impressed with the Grammy scene, the voice, the scene where he's like looking at his eye in the mirror and putting on makeup. Those were probably the scenes and the moments that I was most impressed with. And the giggle, of course. I'm not crazily convinced of the young boy who's playing young Michael in the Jackson 5. I mean, he sort of vaguely resembles him. I'm hoping he's a really good actor. But I don't look at him and think, ooh, that's Michael, you know. I mean, that face is hard to resemble. Also, you see the scene of the family laughing together at like dinner or something, and it like made it very jovial. Whereas, you see like American Dream, like Joe's always this tyrant, he's always yelling at the kids and stuff. I feel like, I don't know, maybe we'll see more of a balance in this film, like, because I'm sure Joe wasn't always like walking around the house angry and yelling. I mean, that's kind of like a over dramatized way of showing his personality, but like at the same time he wasn't always like Mr. Nice Guy either. I actually briefly met Joe, or saw Joe I should say, when I was on a plane to London years ago, back in like 2013, and he was so calm. Like, he does have a very strong presence and maybe even a little intimidating, but he's quiet. Like, he has a very strong, quiet demeanor. Almost like the mafia. I don't know. But he's very cool and calm. And even when I went to Gary, Indiana this past summer, I met Evelyn LaHaye, who, was close with the boys and Joe, and she's the one who was responsible for giving the Jackson 5 their name. And she said she really liked Joe. He was really nice. And I think, the boys learned from their father, like, how to be a gentleman and how to carry themselves, at least in public. Now, behind closed doors and to his children when they were acting up or he thought they were acting up, I'm sure he was entirely different. But I don't know. I just hope that this film maybe shows a more balanced side. And I'm hoping that it fills in the gaps where American Dream really didn't fill in the gaps. Like, I'm definitely excited to see more of the like later 70s moments and like the off the wall stuff, because that was really not covered at all in American Dream. We didn't get to see little boy Michael really grow up. He just kind of went from like, I don't know, 1974-ish Michael and then jumped to Thriller. And I always kind of hated that. And I know they only had so much time in that movie. But I'm feeling like in this movie, they're going to do less Jackson 5, which, I hope we still get to see some good stuff of the Jackson 5, and it'll focus more on like later teens Michael, and then Michael's earlier solo career, and then of course to super fame. But I feel like we never got to see like scenes of them like rehearsing for the variety show, or how like showing how he felt about that, or the whole Studio 54 scene when he was shooting The Wiz. And like I said, the way that Off the Wall came about, and like how all of that happened with him and Quincy Jones. But I feel like in this film, we're finally going to get to see it, which will be really satisfying. So I feel like in American Dream, they focused more on like Joe and Catherine's relationship and how they met, and then like Gary and the kids and the whole thing. And I think that part will be a little bit more glossed over or shortened, and we'll just focus more on Michael. There are some casting concerns, though, in my opinion, because we don't really know, like, who is going to play Janet, or if anybody will, or Randy. I'm not sure. I remember if there's a Reby that was cast, which is also kind of concerning. I mean, granted, and then I've heard other concerns from other fans. I've seen a lot of videos about other people's opinions about this biopic, and I've definitely heard fans concerns about like side characters in Michael's life, like, maybe people who were in his band or people who were in the music videos and stuff. And to me, the movie is not about them. It's about Michael. So, but I mean, a lot of those people are going to be featured. You know, I mean, there is, from what we've seen in the scenes and leaked photos over the last 2 years, we have seen, like, there's a Saida Garrett, there's an Ola Ray, there's a Jennifer Batten, and some of the other band members as well during the Bad tour. So I think that's cool, but I mean, they're going to get like their moment in the sun, their brief spotlight. I mean, there's no reason to, you know, have 20 or 30 minutes booked out for these people. They're only a small segment, a small drop in the bucket of Michael's life. I mean, there's so much to cover. That's the thing. And then to hear now that this movie will probably be split into 2 movies, I have mixed feelings about that as well. I mean, I like this movie a lot because we know for a fact it'll end around the Bad era, possibly early Dangerous era. So we'll get to see Michael in his glory days, which I think is so exciting. And it's rare that you get to see the positive side of Michael Jackson shown to the public anymore. It was all about his downfall and his later years and his money woes, the child allegations, the marriages, all of that kind of stuff, his skin tone and all of that. It's just kind of strange because I was a fan. Well, I started becoming a fan in 1992. So that was about a year before any of the molestation charges were out there and any of that stuff was in the media. And I just remember Michael being like the biggest superstar in the world and everybody loving him. And there was just minor criticisms back then, you know, about his skin tone, of course, and his nose. But other than that, everybody still loved him. Everyone was still, there was just this big, you know, obsession. And even when I was in elementary school, I remember kids asking me, you know, because I was a fan, they'd be like, why is his skin so light? Like, it's crazy that even kids wanted to know that question. And then I remember watching the Oprah interview live when he basically said, I have vitiligo. So I don't know. Me personally, I'm not sure I would be as excited about a second film. I think because it's not going to cover the good side, really. I mean, it'll answer some interesting questions, perhaps, but it's not going to be as positive of a film as the first film. I kind of wish, honestly, that they had just made it all one big long film and just edited maybe certain parts out and just, I don't know. I think it's kind of trending, especially with Wicked and stuff, that we've got like this, you know, 2-part film craze thing going on. But to me, it's just, this film has already been, you know, on delay for so long. I mean, the teaser opened up with, I know you've been waiting a long time for this. And I laughed the first time I heard it. I'm like, no kidding. Like, that is like such a poke at the fans. They know the fans have been dying for some new information because this film has just been on hold for so long because of like COVID and the writer's strike and then scenes that they could not show legally. It's just like, I think it was more of a relief. I mean, I was even doing a countdown on my Instagram page and I had to like take that down because they changed the date of the release like 2-3 different times. So I don't know. My thing is, I don't know. They could have just made this one 3.5-hour film, maybe 4, but some people say, you know, they just take an intermission break and then come back and watch the rest. I mean, diehard fans will finish the film, but, I'm assuming that this first film is going to be 2.5 to 3 hours, which I want to be there opening night, of course. And, I'm still trying to decide what I want to wear, like what t-shirts, or if I want to wear more like, I don't know if I want to be one of those fans that like overdoes it. I don't want to be dressed exactly like Michael or anything. And I don't want to be dancing in the aisles and acting crazy. Like, that's just not my personality. In fact, I plan on going by myself the first time and so that I can really soak in the film and the details of the film. And I'm sure by the teaser that I'll probably be watching it 2 or 3 times in the theater at least. And then I'll probably go with other fans or friends after that. But the first time I really just want to listen to all the dialogue and watch the scenes carefully and soak in the details and see if there's any new things that we're going to find out about Michael's life or what's been finessed. And also my concern is like with Paris Jackson, you know, saying that, oh, most fans are going to be happy with this, but, you know, it's Hollywood and basically it feeds the masses, but it's not necessarily all, the truth. And I'm not 100% sure where she was going with that. And I mean, my mind kind of swirled with a million different thoughts. I'm not sure that I want to know. I mean, I know she's been battling with the estate for a while. Not my fire to put out, but I don't know. I just know that we have been, just as a community, waiting a long time for Michael's story to be told a little bit better than it has in the past. American Dream was probably the best story of all the stories that were told. But even then, I had a little bit of beef with it because there are some things that, misinformation, some not facts in that film, and a lot of information that diehard fans kind of already knew. And like I said, gaps of Michael's career that are just completely missing. But yeah, it should be interesting, like, to see more of the human side of Michael Jackson and maybe more of the human side of Joe. I don't know. And maybe find out more personal things that he hasn't really publicly talked about in the past. Trying to think if there's anything else about this film that I haven't mentioned. Oh, another thing that I did want to mention is just, and a lot of people have complained about it, and I did kind of at the beginning of this video, is just the poster. I'm not a fan of it either. I think it was just to be released with the teaser. I don't think this is our final poster, because every time I've typed in the movie in Google, I notice there's a little picture off to the side for the Michael movie, and it's a different poster, but it's hard to see, and they're not like posting a big print of it yet. So I don't think this is the final poster. I actually think the poster should look more like this. But, hey, that's me. I think that just looks more professional, and most people, even if they're not a big fan, would know, oh yeah, that's Michael Jackson. The other thing just looks more like a play or something. But I guess moving along from my opinions about the upcoming film, which I'm really excited to see, and I've seen that teaser like a million times, and I'm actually anxious and eager to see more teasers and the actual trailer. I was wondering, since, they said that they would be showing it during, like, Wicked, if they're going to show a real trailer before the Wicked movie this month, or if it's just going to be the teaser that we've all seen online. So I'm almost tempted to buy a ticket for Wicked. Who knows? But anyway, moving along from that, I just want to talk about the future of my channel, which is, I've just been in more of a creative mode in the last, I'd say, few months or so. And I've been working on a lot of AI videos and stuff like that. I think some of it's been boredom of waiting on the movie to actually finally come out. But just being able to kind of create something and bring something beautiful to life. And I've mostly been posting that on Instagram, and I talked about posting it here on YouTube, which I will. I just have kind of wanted to collect a few videos together and make a video of it versus just 1.5 minute kind of thing. Maybe something like put a video of all the different ones of the same category. These are songs about love, or these are songs about, scary stuff or whatever. So there's that. And I still want to, continue to do my research and give you guys like some really cool history moments and stuff like that. And it's kind of funny because my dad has always said, don't call yourself a fan, call yourself a Michael Jackson historian, which, I mean, I am. I use the word fan just like generally, but I've never really loved the word fan. Yeah, I would definitely, I'm more of a music historian or Michael Jackson historian, which is why my channel is the way it is. But I do feel like I try not to follow what other people are doing, and I just want to try to have more like original material. And also, I feel like, I was doing like vlogs and stuff, which, I went to Gary, Indiana this summer, and I was going to do a vlog video, but I think I just got bored with doing stuff like that. And I think I want to, like the last 5 years I've had this channel, I was considering doing a compilation of all the different experiences, like Jackson experiences I've had while working on this channel, all the different travels, the concerts, the events that I've gone to, because there's been so many, some of which I have not posted here. Some have posted on Instagram, some I just kept in my personal files. I think the compilation might actually be more interesting for me than specifically saying all the places I went and what I did. And I'm not one of those people that wants to rerun the same event and year after year and show you again and again on a video, because it's almost too similar. Like, I want all of my videos to kind of come across as different and to draw people in and keep their interest. So I'm just not really interested in showing the same stuff or giving people too much knowledge that's the same that most of the general public already knows. And of course, I love showing you guys my collection as well. But once again, this isn't just a channel based on just let me show you my collection. Kind of like intermittently showing you stuff that I own, which there's stuff I have not shown on this channel. And there's still stuff that I'm kind of pursuing. But anyway, I guess that's really all that I wanted to say today. And thank you guys so much for watching. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And tell me some of your thoughts down in the comments below about the upcoming biopic and what you want to see happen, or what you don't like, or what you do like. And maybe videos that you'd like to see me do. I'm not going to do any reaction videos, so please don't ask. But other than that, whatever. I'm curious to know what you guys are interested in seeing me maybe talk about or whatever. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.